Hello, I'm Ben. Welcome to the channel. So today we're going to talk about the Department of Government Efficiency. And right now, a lot of people are fired up based on their politics, one way or the other. My view of it is this. I think we pay the government too much taxes. I think every person in the United States of America pays too much taxes. Whether they pay income tax or not, everything you buy is taxed, everything you sell is taxed, every paycheck you get is taxed. Even if you get paid in cash, every meal you buy is taxed. And when you look at what's happening now with the government, the Department of Government Efficiency, what a great idea to develop this agency. But people are losing their minds about the details of the agency instead of what they're already finding. Okay? There was a couple of things released today that show horrible misuse of American money. So here's the point. That's not the government's money. That's your money. Okay, that's my money. That's taxes that I paid that were supposed to improve our situation here in America, that were going to do sex changes in a foreign country, that was going to set up a new Sesame Street program in another country, that was going to create a fight against disinformation in another country. This is tens of millions of dollars they've already found in week one. So one of the things President Trump said yesterday when he was taking questions, which it appears he's going to do that daily now, but was the fact that there's kickbacks from every dime that's sent to these things. Okay, so that's why bills and everything were 2,000 pages, because nobody's going to read them. And then that money would go to some group for some nonsense like that. And then that politician would get a kickback from those groups that were paid and get a chunk of that money for themselves. And that's how our politicians in the United States are millionaires and billionaires. And Americans can take this time to kind of adjust their viewpoint and be anti-politician, or they can keep doing what they're doing, which is being anti-American, left versus right, blue versus red. Ultimately, finding out where our money's going and stopping it going elsewhere and have it be used for what I'm paying for. Healthcare in this country, we shouldn't have to pay a dime for it, right? We shouldn't have property taxes. It's enough of that. We've had property taxes. Once you buy your house, it should be yours, okay? People over the age of 60 should not have to pay taxes at all. These are things that this government should be doing for our citizens of this country, not paying for sex changes in Zaire. Okay, so that's the thought process. People need to get back onto the thought process around what is America and how are these agencies misusing what we're doing. And that's off of your back. That's off of your family, off of your kids, your future grandkids. Everyone that lives in this country pays taxes. Okay, even if you do your stuff under the table, you still pay taxes. And the government is ridiculously overspending budgets every year. The government hasn't run on a budget in nearly 2 decades, and there hasn't been a surplus to a budget in quite a long time. So if you look at the deficits, and I said this before, Barack Obama spent more than all the presidents before him combined. And you heard nothing. Why? Because it was red versus blue. It was Democrats versus Republicans. He's our candidate and all this. And they treat him like a good guy. Here's the point. When someone spends more money as a federal government than anyone did prior combined for the whole history of the country, what that tells you is more of that money went to places it wasn't supposed to go in the first place. For every $100 they spend, how much of it is wasted? And how much of it do they get back in a kickback? If you're not thinking this way and you're looking at this as Republican or Democrat or left and right, you're thinking wrong. Because ultimately, no matter what your point of view is, if you have a future and you have a family, if you have children, if you have grandchildren, what they're doing now to limit government expenditure and waste may better the lives of your children and grandchildren. They may not have to pay for things that you currently have to pay for. The point is they're taking more and more taxes every year, and every year our money's going elsewhere. It's not even staying here in the States. It's going outside the world where we're propping up the entire world. Canada and Mexico are great examples of that. These are neighbors to our north and south that benefit from the fact that we have the most powerful military on the face of the earth. We have the strongest economy on the face of the earth. And they benefit from that. And the fact that we're right here. Nobody's going to attack them. They're safer as countries because we're next door. Because at the end of the day, if somebody lands in Canada, it's going to be America that helps Canada kick them back into the ocean, right? Same thing with Mexico. And now us going after cartels in Mexico is going to give Mexican citizens a great benefit that they haven't had for the last 15 years. Mexico has been a war zone for 2 decades now, where you can't go out and people are losing their land and stuff to these criminals because their government can't fight them, because the government can't get stronger, because before they get to a strong point, either these criminals kill them or they're paid off, which is the top end of corruption. So just, if you're thinking about these things, try to get out of your feelings and try to look at the benefits of this Department of Government Efficiency and see what it actually does and see where this goes, because it's interesting to see the savings. Look it up and see what savings it's already found, what waste they've already found, what we can cut, because the money that's being thrown at it is all just thrown down the garbage chute. My thoughts on the Department of Government Efficiency. If you like subject matter such as this, please like, please subscribe. Be good.